On Tuesday, a Bleacher Report columnist, we'll call him, released a list of what he believes is the top 5 most overrated quarterbacks in the NFL, which is not new. Everybody does stuff like this, right? Here's his 5 in order. Number 5, Trevor Lawrence. Number 4, Dak Prescott. Number 3, Justin Herbert. Number 2, Jordan Love. And number 1, Lamar Jackson.
You know what's funny in that list? Only one guy has won an MVP or multiple MVPs.
It's interesting you bring that up, Rob.
How is that? Think about that.
Wow.
Because the columnist, I'm not even going to say his name. We don't give him the pub.
No, don't give him the pub, please.
Explained why he has Lamar Jackson as number 1 as the most overrated quarterback in the NFL. In his explanation, he mentions, of course, the playoff history, which is fair. But he adds this statement. The Baltimore Ravens star has been a 4-time Pro Bowler, a 3-time All-Pro for his inflated regular season marks. But his 2-time MVP status is borderline fraudulent. His credentials simply don't measure up to the other legends who have won the award on numerous occasions.
You know what makes me mad about this? And we debated this, that we're talking about it. Because you know what it's like? It's like when you go on Instagram or Twitter or whatever your site of choice, app of choice, and then they'll say something crazy like, Michael Jackson was overrated. Right? And you're like, because it makes you immediately want to defend Michael Jackson. Or Michael Jordan, I ain't saying he was a plumber, but he was mid or something like that. Makes you want to jump in and defend the person and rage bait and get you going. So I'm not going to really go that route because we know this is asinine and outrageous. Lamar Jackson is incredible. You and I sit up here and talk about the stats. Some of the best QBR, not this season, not last season, like ever. Some of the best.
His winning percentage, okay, is .737.
That's not a fake stat.
That's not a
He
fake.
hasn't played 2 years where it's like, all right, I only made a couple.
Right.
This like, bro, 7 years-ish. That's a whole lot of winning. And there's a reason why we're mad at his stats in the playoffs, because he's that great that we're like, you expect him to win more.
But also, and you could be mad at it or whatever, it's not a postseason award. It's a regular season award.
Regular season MVP.
That's what it is. You could be mad that he hadn't won a Super Bowl yet or he hadn't performed at that kind of level yet or whatever. I say it all the time. John Elway didn't win until his last 2 years in the NFL. He won his 2 Super Bowls at the very end.
Yep.
I'm not saying that's going to be the case here. I'm just saying that's not the reason that you can discount what Lamar has done. But that's a great point, though.
Because what we have said about John Elway, he went to Super Bowls and lost.
Right.
He's a loser, couldn't win the big one. Had he not won those,
Had he not won those 2 at the end. And on the flip side, we have people who will praise Dan Marino till the sun comes home, and he went to the Super Bowl second year, never went back again. You know, Rob Woodson, who used to be on the show. Yeah, says he's the greatest, and he never won anything.
And that's not a crazy thought. I mean, pure throwing the football, a lot of people feel he's up there.
But it's different criteria for different people. The reason people get on Aaron Rodgers because he only won 1.
Because of the talent.
But Dan Marino didn't win any.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And they can say, oh, well, he's the greatest. And then you look at Tom Brady. Yeah, Tom Brady might be the most accomplished, but if you talk to most football players and talk about skill, arm strength, accuracy, Tom Brady doesn't rank in those. That's why he have 3, Rob G, 3 MVPs? You would think he'd have 9 or 10, but he doesn't. Same thing. Is it 2 or 3?
No, we'll look. It might be 3, but to your point, playing 20-something years, it might be. I think it is, but. To playing that many years,
he played.
It's 3, 3 MVPs in
24 years.
Yeah.
How many years did he play?
With 7 Super Bowl titles, it's crazy. But here's the thing. So with that being said, I think what makes it more interesting is that this is something now, like where we've become as a society, where once reputable publications,
but most reputable ones are not on this.
Well, here's why I'll push back.
Well, go ahead.
There's a news outlet out here in L.A. that has been known.
What's the name of it?
I'll say it. ABC7. Specifically their social stuff. They were, ABC7 is a little bit more of the highbrow, a little bit more kind of straightforward news. And you can tell on their socials that they were just like, you know what? What gets folks riled up? One way or the other. And they'll post something you'll see and they'll be like, Oh my gosh. And it'll be the most it'll be in Kansas. It'll have nothing to do with LA. This is ABC here locally. And it'll have nothing to do with anything. And you can tell it's because it'll get people going, right? And it'll be something that might be stereotypical, like it's gonna rate. They're gonna be people. See, that's what you do when you let those people, or that's what you do. Or that's the usual suspects. You get a lot of that because them clicks go crazy, the comments go crazy, the engagement go crazy, as opposed to saying here in LA, a fireman put out a fire, like oh whatever. Like, but if they go find some crazy wild story in Florida, some crazy wild story in Alabama, that's just where we are.
Can I give you like whoever the editor was who read this piece or whatever?
Yeah.
Could have said something like, well, across the first 100 starts of his career, Lamar Jackson has led the highest scoring offense ever, 2,883 points, and owns the third most wins, 73. Like none of it, as I say to my students all the time and talking about this, anybody can have an opinion. But based on what? It has to be based on something in order for you to make that case. And it just, there's no case for the most overrated. Who would? And then he has other like it just doesn't even make any sense.
And that's what I mean, Rob. What I'm saying, I'm blown away that would even make again. But we're in the era where people feel pressured to have engagement, right? You can't just stand on quality, right? I can't just stand on the quality if people aren't engaged and say, "Well, dang it was quality." Yeah, well, I'm making it up. You only got 20,000 impressions. This thing over here from some random blogger dude got 285,000 impressions. 20,280. Yeah, but we need advertisements.
Yeah, but that's just
where we are.
Rob G, what you got?
I got a question. And Rob, let me finish the question because I don't want it to sound negative. I'm not trying to be negative. But there are certain topics that people think, well, Rob is just saying something crazy. Rob's trying to get engagement, whatever, right? But what Rob Parker does have, and we talk on there, off there about this, 1,000 years of experience at some of the biggest publications across the country, television, radio, print, everything. His name is in big marquee letters. You know exactly who he is. You know exactly how he feels about this topic. The person who wrote this in Bleacher Report does not even have a Twitter account. The person who wrote this in Bleacher is a freelancer who has a half-done LinkedIn page and a muckrack account. I mean, does Bleacher Report, the fact that they did not have whoever your favorite columnist, whatever, Jeremy Fowler, ESPN, right? If Jeremy Fowler says this, even if you disagree with the take, there's some credibility because you're like, hey, he's covered the NFL for a long time. I disagree with what he's saying. But there's something that he's saying that I can latch onto.
But in the case of that, he would, even his editor would push
make him
back
say,
say you got to give me, you know what I mean? It ain't enough just to say that. You'd have to really make a case.
Yeah, like it was almost court. Your Honor, I believe this because this is the boom. The evidence shows da-da-da-da. Now, and again, we all, to your point, you can fudge numbers, right? Because I'm making it up. You could find some number that Lamar Jackson in crunch time, third and fourth quarters is only da-da-da-da-da. Okay, at least you found something that we can now have a debate over, right? You found some numbers that I can say, all right, but to just be like he's overrated, not a single human being thinks that, especially when we're talking just strictly about the accomplishments of his overall career. If the conversation was
the
just
MVPs are fraudulent.
If just postseason, all right, maybe we can disagree, we can agree. But the idea that his career thus far, he's had an incredible career. It's actually laughable how good he has been. Like you and I sit up here and talk about it, doesn't even look real. It's like a video game. He'll have like 260 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, rushing touchdown, and 89 yards. Passes percentage.
And you say it all the time. It makes it look easy.
It looks like it's embarrassing.
Like he's playing ball in the backyard.
It just looks so easy for him. And that guy cannot be considered overrated. That doesn't make any sense.
All right, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Do sports media outlets have an obligation to the fan to be better? Or can anyone say whatever they want without repercussions? I mean, that's real. Because it wouldn't fly when I even if I had a strong take and I was writing a column for the Detroit News or the Free Press, there's an editor there. Rob, this isn't strong enough. You know what I mean? Like I need more what you're saying here. You just can't write I got a column, I can write whatever I want. No, it doesn't work like that.
Basically, we're asking just the rage bait, clickbait era. Are you in on it? Are you not? Somebody's saying Lamar Jackson's overrated. Maybe we're missing it out. And he is 877-99 on Fox. Who we got?
Gene in Mississippi, another guy from Mississippi.
Am I crooked letter,
That's right. What's up, Gene? You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio.
I love talking to y'all. This is about the third time to talk to y'all.
Let
me first tell you, I got to see Lamar play at Louisville here in Southern Miss, and they won it was a bad, rainy weather day. But let me tell you what, he has matured as a quarterback.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has, Gene.
And has always said that he is a running quarterback. And mind you, I played college ball in my day. But let me tell you what's so wonderful about him. He has matured, and he is a great throwing quarterback as well as running quarterback. And when they say that he's the most overrated, I laugh. I think he is the most complete quarterback in the NFL. Go look at the Ravens without him.
Yes.
Right. You're right.
Gene, you're preaching to the choir, my man. I mean,
yes, Lamar Jackson is so awesome. I mean, he is my favorite quarterback. I love the Lamar Jacksons. I love the Josh Allens, and I love the Patrick Mahomes.
I'm with you.
It's
hard not to want to watch Lamar.
Right.
When he's on.
That's must-see TV.
He is the most see TV, and I tell you what, they're going to win that division now. And Lamar Jackson is – I'm going to just tell you what, he's phenomenal.
We're with you, Gene. Thank you for the call.
No doubt. Gene, appreciate you, brother.
How about Sean in Tacoma? You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Sean?
What's going on, y'all?
How you doing?
Hey, I'm all right. Hey, I can't even dignify that comment about Lamar, man. So I'm just going to leave that there. I think
that's why we won't mention this guy's name, Sean, because we're not going to give him that.
I'm calling, though, because of the idea about, people with the takes and not having anything to support them. So this is kind of a spinoff on that. I'm watching First Take this morning, and the debate is around the SEC and the number of teams that might get in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And your typical advocates for the SEC are arguing, well, this and that, this conference, all this stuff. No one's acknowledging the fact that no team from the SEC has even played in the Natty for the past 2 seasons.
All right.
Good
point.
But nobody said it?
Yeah. I'm mentally screaming in my head at Stephen A. and Russo to hey, bring this up. You know? And I'm not hating on the SEC. I mean, for a while they had some of the best teams in college, for sure. But NIL has totally changed things, and that's why you're seeing Indiana.
You beat me to it, Indiana. Yep.
Right. There you go. If you got some money, you got a chance there. Andre in Massachusetts.
Appreciate the call.
You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Dre?
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for taking the call. Listen, we do need sports media to be accountable once again. Listen, bring back the sports reporters.
That was highbrow with columnists from all over the country. People were thoughtful and had the facts. And because Andre, this is one of my pushbacks on the Player Podcast. Everybody gets on there. It's okay to have an opinion. I'm not against that.
Mm-hmm.
But when they allow people to just say anything without any facts, or the Amazon Prime when they're ripping Russell Wilson, it's okay to point out Russell Wilson's flaws and talk about that. But to have the stats and the facts wrong, that's where you lose me. Dre?
Yeah, everybody has a right to their own opinion. Everybody does not have a right to their own facts.
Right.
Okay? And so just because, you have, it's good that we have more access, more opportunity to be a part of the dialogue, okay? But all things aren't equal. All things aren't the same. And so just because you have these hot takes, I think we do need to take a quick step back, the athletes, the fans, everybody in general, and say that's not necessarily something that's verified. That's not something that's ironclad that you can base a serious opinion on. And so I do think we need, and this is just across the board, journalism and people that are going to go in and do the deep dives to bring out relevant and new information. That's different than just getting on your soapbox, okay, and spouting out, the knee-jerk reaction. Thanks for taking the call.
No doubt, Dre. Appreciate you, brother.
One more. Let's squeeze one more.
Who we got? Another Dre?
Who was that? Dre in Michigan.
Dre
You're on
Day.
the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Dre?
Hey, what up, though, fellas? Y'all good?
What up, though?
Yeah, how you?
I'm good. Like I was telling Rob, man, and Kelvin was right about this, man. It's about engagement, and unfortunately, that's where our society is at right now. I remember reading an article a couple months back, actually last year, and it was talking about how Stephen A. Smith's contract breeds envy from colleagues. And do you know who they mentioned? You and Chris.
No, they did not. I
Yes,
know they
did.
didn't.
Yes, they
What?
did, Rob. You know what the crazy part is? You actually did say what they said you said, but they took it totally out of context.
Oh.
And I know because I listened to that show. They didn't put the part where you said, hey, if we earned that, then I would say, hey, I deserve that too. They just said, oh, Rob Parker says he deserves that contract too. Because that's
What?
But this is what we're
Never mind,
saying.
Yes.
No, but you heard the show, right?
I heard the show, so I knew it was wrong, but everybody's not going to do their
Right.
research.
And that's
And
the
it's all about
part
engagement.
Dre hit on right
Yeah,
there.
That's terrible.
I just had a friend of mine post the AI story of an old 91-year-old lady who had to steal some medicine for her husband, blah, 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 blah. It had a whole pic. And I was like, nah, let me fact check, especially being in news, I know the fact check. Come to find out AI fake, da-da-da-da-da. And she's like, oh, my bad. Like, that's just where we are right now. Dre's point, nobody fact checks at all anymore. They just roll with everything, and you can get away with it. All right, appreciate the call. Appreciate the conversation, too, as always, you guys. All right. All right, Rob, so they're watching us right now, which means another thing they can do is what?
They can subscribe. All you got to do is hit that button, subscribe to The Odd Couple for some of the best sports talk content in the nation.
Facts, and while you're at it, they can like, they can comment, they can share. Do all that for us. We appreciate it. Just do all that right up in here.